This video is a walkthrough on using our analytical tools on your own large online class. At the end of this walkthrough, you should be able to produce graphs such as these to show correlations between the median grades, the median peer grades and staff grades, as well as correlation graphs which show you how well peer grades and self grades match. There are two steps for using our code on your own class. The first step is to get that code. Second is to get your class data from Coursera's website and run our code on that data. And this video will walk you through that step as well. To get our code, go to hci.st/assess/report and then click on the big Get the Code link. This takes you to a GitHub page where you can actually look at the source code for yourself. In this tutorial, I'm going to download the code as a zip file and run analytics locally. So in order to do that, click the zip button here. And it should finish in a moment. Once you get this zip file, open it and extract the files. In our case, they are over here in downloads. I'm going to move this out of downloads. I'm going to move that item to my home directory so I can use it more easily. If you already had R installed, you could directly use that code. In order to do that, just open up a terminal. And change to the directory that you downloaded at. So in my case, this is going to be cd/instructor insights master. And then all you need to do is to type R script and the name of the file. And unfortunately, this computer does not have R installed. So let's do that next. So we need to download and install R. In order to do that, we have a handy link right on the code page, which is on GitHub. If you scroll all the way down, you see this link called Download R. Just click that link and choose the right platform. In this case, we are on a Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac. Choose the latest version. Computer. There. Installing this file is as simple as clicking continue and continue and continue. I'm going to choose to install it for everybody, and it might ask for a password, and it should be done in a few moments. While R is installing, what you could do is go to the Coursera site and download user data. And I'm going to log in with my instructor user ID. And once you do that, you see this admin link. Oh, and our R has completed installing. Once you go onto the Coursera homepage, you see this admin link at the top right. Click the link and scroll all the way to the bottom where you see export tools. And under export tools, you have peer assessment grades. Choose the link. And in this case, I'm going to choose to export just one assignment, which is the need finding assignment to the first one. And click the export button, and you see that they have just started their job and should complete in a few moments. All right. Our installation is completed, so we can try running our code again. And in this case, I'm trying it in a new terminal. So we type R script grading accuracy .r, and you will see that it tells you that a particular submissions file is missing. And this is where the Coursera data comes in. Now let's see if our job is complete. As we find that our job is complete, and we go to click results, and they show you a zip file that you can download. Let's download that zip file. And when that completes, open it up, and in the zip file, you'll see a submissions file, which contains information about each submission that was submitted in this particular assignment, and an evaluations file, which is a peer assessments that these submissions had. So what we do is take both of these files, copy them, and then go back to the folder which contains all our code. And since this was assignment 1, I'm going to put the files here. And because we only want to analyze assignment 1 in this particular tutorial, I'm going to delete the two folders which are for assignment 2 and assignment 3. Delete. Yes. Okay. In general, if you want to analyze multiple assignments, just create a folder with the name of the assignment and put the evaluations and submissions file that you download from Coursera into that folder. Now let's try the script again one last time. And it's our script grading accuracy. And again, it's downloading required methods and packages. And now you see it's saying that it's reading assignment 1, which is a file that we just pasted into that folder. This will take a while, but once it's done, you'll see that you get back to your prompt. And the interesting part then is to go to the output folder where we output 3 graphs. Let's take a look at each of these 3 graphs one by one. So the first graph that you see is a histogram between the median peer grade and the self-grade that students report on this assignment. And in this case, you see that most students report a grade that the median peer grade agrees well with. In particular, you can see this green band where students and their peers agree within 5% of the grade, and that's a large fraction of students. This graph may also tell you some other interesting things. For instance, for students who did not get a peer grade within 5% of the self-grade, what happens? In this case, you see that for the yellow bar where students and peers differ by less than 10%, you see that the median grade minus the self-grade is larger, or rather, this bar is larger than this bar. And what that says is that when the difference is somewhat large, students seem to over-report their self-grade. And you can see a similar trend in this particular assignment when you look at the other graphs. So this red bar, for instance, is larger than this red bar. And that again says that the self-grade that is reported is higher than the median peer grade. Let's take a look at the second graph. And that is a scatter plot between the peer grades, that is the median peer grades, and the self-grades that students report. And in this case, you see that most of the grades lie along this diagonal. In this particular assignment, students seem to have done really well. So you see a large mass of dots out here on the top right. The third graph that you see is a histogram between the staff grades and the median peer grades. And this graph is only generated if you actually have ground truth assignments in your class. So in this case, we see that this histogram is very strongly biased towards the right. And in this case, that means that the staff are usually harsher or the peers are usually more lenient towards their classmates. Overall, these 3 graphs tell you a high-level picture of how well your class of thousands of students is going. You can see that most students agree with their peers and the grades that they give themselves, but they seem to overestimate their grades by a little bit. The grades that peers give their classmates are usually way higher than what staff give their classmates, and that self and peer grades correlate equally well regardless of the quality of the student submission. If you need help using a code, downloading data, or have other questions, please join our mailing list at hci.sd/insightshelp. You can also find more information about peer assessment in general at hci.sd/assess.